into it, and he never stopped to think of the consequences.
Bose's father has left a card at my club with hideous words on it.
For Oscar Wilde, posing as a sodomite.
I don't see anything now but a criminal prosecution. My whole life seems ruined by this man.
Well, there were 3 trials. In the first trial, Wilde prosecuted the Marquis of Queensberry because he was going around London saying and writing that Wilde was some kind of homosexual. And Wilde evidently felt he had to resist this accusation because otherwise the slander and the scandal would destroy his position.
The charge that John Sholto Douglas, Marquis of Queensberry, did write and publish a false, scandalous and malicious libel that the said Oscar Wilde had committed the abominable crime of buggery.
If he'd had his wits, half a wit about him, he would have known that Queensberry would dig up all the dirt on him. That he can have believed that this trial was going to be purely based on his relationship with Douglas is simply unthinkable. Inevitably, it all came out in court, and before long Oscar was having to defend his work as well as his lifestyle.
In your introduction to Dorian Gray, you say, "There is no such thing as a moral or immoral book. Books are well written or badly written." That expresses your view?
My view on art, yes.
A perverted novel might be a good book.
I don't know what you mean by a perverted novel.
Then I will suggest that Dorian Gray is open to the interpretation of being such a novel.
I will never again tempt by a prayer any terrible power. If the picture is to alter, it is to alter. That is all. I will be to you the most magical of mirrors. As I have revealed to you your own body, so I shall reveal to you your own soul.
Were these young men all about 20?
Yes, I like the society of young men.
Did you know that one Parker was a gentleman's valet and the other a groom?
I did not know it, but if I had, I should not have cared.
And he was totally surprised when he found the kinds of witnesses that Queensberry could bring into the witness box. And so his counsel said to him halfway through, "Look, you know, this is ridiculous. We're going to lose in a big way, so we'll have to call it off." So they did that. And the consequence was that Wilde was then arrested and prosecuted by the state. And the second trial was inconclusive, and he nearly got off.
Mr. Wilde, what is the love that dare not speak its name?
The love that dare not speak its name in this century is such a great affection of an elder for a younger man, such as Plato made the very basis of his philosophy, and such as you find in the sonnets of Michelangelo and Shakespeare. It is that deep, spiritual affection that is as pure as it is perfect. It is in this century misunderstood, so much misunderstood, and on account of it I am placed where I am now.
The jury couldn't agree, so they tried him a third time.
And they brought in no other person than the Solicitor General himself. They were absolutely determined they were going to secure a conviction.
The charge that Oscar Wilde unlawfully did commit acts of gross indecency with Charles Parker, William Parker, Frederick Atkins, Edward Shelley, Alfred Wood, Sidney Arthur Lee.
You, Wilde, have been the center of a circle of extensive corruption of the most hideous kind among young men. It is the worst case that I have ever tried. The sentence of the court is hard labor for 2 years.
And I? May I say nothing, my lord?
The royalist-Puritan divide. I mean, we're mad, eccentric, romantic, with plumed feathers and abandoned lust on one hand, and we're tight-assed Puritans, wanting everybody to be uniform and compelled them all to be the same on the other. And Wilde got jammed in the middle of that, and a lot of people have been jammed in the middle of it, and go on being jammed in the middle of it. And if we look at our tabloid press, it's the same thing, isn't it? Read all about it. Buggery must stop. And enjoy a bit of reading about buggery. I mean, that's the English.
I think anybody who pokes fun at the English establishment and shows a flaw of some sort will get their comeuppance. You know, as Macaulay said, the English are one of their periodic fits of morality. But it wasn't only that. I think when the English aristocracy close ranks against an outsider, you haven't got a hope in hell.
Piece of filth, Mr. Wilde. Scumbag.
I had to stand on the centre platform of Clapham Junction in convict's dress, and handcuffed for the world to look at. Of all possible objects, I was the most grotesque. When people saw me, they laughed. That was, of course, before they knew who I was. For a year after that was done to me, I wept every day at the same hour and for the same space of time.
Wilde had to be killed. I think English society at that moment would have liked to have killed him. So they did the next best thing. They broke him on the wheel, they broke his health, they broke his talent, they degraded him,